Hey everybody, hope you guys doing all right. So this is just it was one of the first, I think it was the second website that popped up when I looked into what are the top 10 reasons why species are endangered. So all right, here we go. So quick navigation for reasons why some animals and plants are endangered. Number one, overhunting or overharvesting. So again, if we put regulations on capitalism and free market, we have to get rid of the free market system. That needs to be done with. Okay, markets need regulations. Otherwise, this type of shit is what happens. Okay, the proof is in the pudding. So all right. That's been established. Let's move on. Habitat loss. Again, cutting down the forest. Hemp can counter all that. All right, let's move on. High specialization. I'm not even really sure what that means. I'll have to look into that. I'll get back to you guys. Pollution. I've already talked numerous times in numerous ways while hemp can counter the pollution problem on the planet. Number five, invasive species. Yes, I talked about that too. And again, if we have more regulations and more thorough inspections of transportation of products from one continent to another, and better yet, if we just diminish or eradicate that whole transportation system, because ideally you could a country should be able to develop a company that can produce all the products they really need within their own borders, especially with 3D printing technology and hemp. Okay, now some countries that, like, in the farther north and the farther south, they might not have the ability to grow certain things, so they might need help getting certain medicines and supplies and spices and things of that nature. But for the most part, I feel like we can reduce the transportation system by at least 80%, which would eliminate the ability for invasive species to invade foreign lands and create imbalances in those ecosystems, therefore destroying the climate of the native species and perpetuating more endangered species. All right, human wildlife conflict. So again, we need an anti-poaching movement. We need people to go out there to help protect and to spread information and to build up sanctuaries to help usher in the animals if they want to. I mean, if they want to. Again, like, we're just opening a door. Like, you just, you have a sanctuary, you have it guarded, you have a nice open space. If the animals feel like wandering in there, you have some fresh water in there, you have some foods for them to eat, you have some room for them to graze and do what they got to do, they can come on in and they'll be safe, they'll be secure. We will make sure no poachers go in there and try to kill them for whatever it is that they're trying to kill them for. And as well as that, we could also have teams and sites and systems and little base camps all over a particular area with men and women whom are there to help guard and make sure that even those out in the wild are protected, because we'll be out there protecting them. Things we can do, okay? Again, I feel like a lot of human beings prefer doing jobs like that than working at McDonald's. So, disease. I've already spoken to you guys how hemp has the optimal level of omega-3s and omega-6 fatty acids that produce the optimal immune system for human beings. Now, in regards to animals, I know hemp can be used to feed animals, so with that knowledge, with that factual knowledge, I think it's a fair assumption to say by feeding hemp to animals will also help perpetuate their good immune system, which therefore gives them a better ability to fight off disease. And again, if we limit the transportation industry, we're limiting the possibility of diseases being spread from one continent to another. And again, that goes into why hemp and the sustainable movement can combat this, because they wouldn't have to ship in all this shit from overseas. They could produce it on their own land, and in doing so, they'll also provide their own job opportunities for them too. All right, low birth rate. I've already talked to you guys about how plastics create infertility. So these plastics are not only affecting us, they're affecting the waters. Okay, and the waters is what the animals drink. So all this plastic in these waters is affecting the animals and creating an infertility, as well as the CO2 poisonous gas emissions from these combustion fuel practices and energetic power stations. Okay, that's all producing poisonous gas, which is making us sick, which is making us weaker, which is making us more infertile. Hemp can counter all of that. Genetic vulnerability. I got to look into the specifics on that. It's the first time I've heard of that, but I will look into it. Small population. Again, well, it's a small population because we're killing off their habitat. And so hemp can counter all that. We do not need to continue to eliminate percentages of forests when we can continue to grow hemp year round by doing crop rotations. In one specific land, you can even grow hemp on the damaged soil. So all of that land that's been deforested can easily be rejuvenated with hemp. Not to mention, there's vertical farm growing systems that literally go upward, so we don't have to keep on expanding out and cutting down more acres of wildlife. We can just build up and grow up. There's ways to do these things, especially with testing the technologies. There's ways to extract the electricity within the air all around us all the time to help run these vertical farm growing systems, because they do require a lot of electricity. So All right, just to give you guys a little bit of information on what is causing all these endangered species and how hemp can counter the vast majority of these reasons, if not all of them. So, all right, I love you guys. Y'all take care. Bye.